Alright, here's another game analysis. This time I'm going to be watching from iSparky Xzamqle's point of view. I'm going to call him Sparky. Um, he asked, he's going to play Greek versus Greek. Once again, the point of these games is not to talk about the matchup, it's to focus on the player and the mistakes that he's making to try and help him improve. So, that being said, I muted my game sounds for this game because the game sounds on my other ones had been like really loud. I don't know what it is about debut that does that, but it does. So, let's see what's going on here. He's got his hunt. He's got building on his wood line. It's good. He's building on centralizing his economy together, which is good. Scouting well. Yeah, he splits his villagers up. That's good. So far, everything looks pretty good. He's scouting in a pretty decent manner. He'd want to sneak this a little closer so that he has all of that. There's maybe a hunter, gold mine, or something in there. It's not too big of a deal. Looks good. He's playing Greek versus Greek. I'm interested to see how he's going to open up, because I personally open barracks in this matchup. We'll see what he does if he goes barracks or double cav, 14 vil, 15 vil. I don't usually do this to the back cards because like it's really easy to forget about them if you can't see them on the minimap. Like odds are you're probably not gonna remember that that's there. You definitely should have killed this one. Oops, I think he thinks that's his second hunt. I don't know if he saw this. Should have definitely saw this. Make sure it's really important to make sure you don't leave little black spots like this around your base, because there could be so much stuff in here that it's really important for you to know about. You just missed a hunt here because I think you didn't see it. That's pretty minor though, easy to fix. Yeah, I don't know that it's necessary to kill all these hunts. This one I would have killed. I don't know that I would necessarily kill that one. Barracks, okay, it's probably on around 15. Looks about right. Yeah, now that here this hunt is fully exposed. You're wasting a lot of time doing this. You don't need to kill these. Like, you're probably not going to get to that hunt, honestly. I mean, if you do get to that hunt, it'll be at like 15 or 16 minutes, and a lot of things will change. You really want to be seeing what he's doing. I mean, you realize you have a barracks down. You want to know what he's doing, what your opponent's doing. If he's got a barracks down, if he doesn't, you don't really even have maybe half the map scouted. Notice his scout's been in your base for a long time. He's got a full read on what you're doing. That's just a little thing. I wouldn't waste this much time killing all of these hunts. I mean, you've got like enough hunts dead around your base to last you for like well over the entire game. You can always go kill them with like a cav or something. So it's not a big deal. There was a hunt in that, or a gold mine in that black spot, so it's good that you went in there. You definitely need to be in his base. If he's like, you need to know what he's, especially by the time you hit age 2, so that you know what to do. Here's his spears. His spears are out earlier than yours. You should be able to hold these guys' scout. Make sure you don't hit his scout. Oh, shouldn't have microed that. It could have just kept hitting him and just killed him. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Are you aged yet? Yeah, you are aged up. You could easily have a hippospis coming here. Definitely should be a hippospis that pops out next to help deal with this. Yep, good. Archery range. I don't like the blind archery range. I'd really like you to have scouted him and seen what he's doing. You really need to be in here and you really need to know what he's doing. Going archery range is blind because if he's gone like, if he's gone stable, he can go hip a cav and like counter you in little numbers early on. It's not too big of a deal, but I'd really like to have you know what he's doing before you drop that. It's not too risky, but this is good. I would stand a couple of these, one down here and just around to give you line of sight and make sure that he doesn't kill you. They're stable. Definitely, you should scout back in here too. You want to see if he's got an archer range. You don't know where his gold mine is yet. It's off to this side. I can tell you it's right here because gold mines are always mirrored. So far, just from this is a mistake here. This is too far away. Definitely eat up this one first. You're spreading yourself far too thin doing this. You're just giving him multiple points to hit you at. Yeah, it's good to make your hunts like last longer, and it like makes your villagers slightly more efficient. But there's no way that you're going to be able to defend all of these. Like, I mean, you've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 distinct locations to defend with only like 8 units. And if he like pushes his units like all together on any one of these spots, like if he came with like 2 Sari and a Hippospis or something here, like he would kill the spearman and probably a villager and maybe the storehouse. Like just you're spreading yourself too thin. I wouldn't do that. These couple houses could be in a little bit better of a wall. It's not too big of a deal. The rest of your stuff's pretty good. This little minor things like this could be gathering on this hunt, but like those things aren't too important. Still need to be doing a better job of scouting. I don't know what happened to your scout, if he died. This guy's standing in a random spot. He shouldn't be standing there unless he's going to scout. Still probably shouldn't. Probably just should try not to lose your scout. The most important thing is look how thin you're spreading yourself. You're leaving yourself really, really open to harass. Definitely need to be replacing storehouse here. There should be 2 storehouses at this point. I'd like to do 2. I think 1's a mistake here. I think you should have 1 here and 1 here, which will allow you to get a better arc in your woodline, more surface area, and have your fields gather more efficiently for longer. Yeah, here you can see now this is where it's going to really start to suck that you're spread this thin. I mean, he gets a free vill kill, and that's, I mean, mostly because of how thin you're spreading yourself. Those vills easily could have still been here gathering or been here gathering. There's really no reason for you to be over here. But it is what it is. You lose a vill. I think you might have too many vills on gold, maybe. I feel like you've probably got a little gold stockpiling. It's hard to tell. You definitely need to know if he's making talks. My guess would be yes. But you need to know for sure. So it looks like you're gonna have a raid here. I would have tried to get a cav over there a little earlier, especially when you lose your scout. The most important thing is to not lose your scout, but you need to know if he's making talks or if he's dropped a second barracks and he's like going Hippospis spear or something like that. You just need to have a better read on what he's doing, especially before you just blindly go with another stables. Like this is like a good move if you like scout an archery range, but he's got a lot of infantry. He does have some talks, so you know he's got some talks, but he might have like, my guess is he's got a stable 2 barracks in an archery range. So you should try and scout that if you can. Good, you've got units positioned in good spots. Looks like you have wheelbarrow pretty early because you're dropping 13, which is good. I think I said this already once. You should have 2 storehouses here to increase your surface area. See how even though you just put this one down maybe like, I don't know, a minute ago, like you're already like starting to have to walk back and forth quite a bit here. But if you had like 2 here, that wouldn't really be happening, and you'd like be making an arc kind of, and you'd have far more surface area. Little thing, but probably saves you quite a bit of resources in the long run. Overall, it looks like you're playing pretty well. It's just mostly little macro things, little macro tricks that you probably just aren't aware of. You definitely need to be scouting. You still only have his 2 original military buildings scouted, which makes me really nervous. Like, a lot of this feels really blind. Like, it's a pretty even, like, safe setup, yet at the same time, I'd like it to be reactionary and not just like, well, I don't really know what the hell he's doing, so I'm going to drop these buildings and hope for the best. Because, like, if he's got, I don't know, if he's got a big, massive infantry or hippospist or something, and you don't have, like, another archery range, you could be a bit out of luck. Generally, you've done a pretty good job of dealing with the raids. You've killed quite a bit of his cav. This guy should go poke. He's almost dead anyways. I'd just sacrifice him and see if he's how many archery ranges he's got. Let's see, these boars. Ooh, this is an important thing. You should take your army pretty early on. Like once when you're, I mean, your army's not doing anything right now. You're just defended a raid. There's really nothing that you should be too worried about. You could easily kill these 2 boars. This is 1,000 food sitting right on top of your forward base. Like, there's no reason to go on to berries here when you've got 1,000 food and hunts sitting right out front of your base. Definitely take advantage of boars anytime you get a chance. It'd just be like 1 volley from your army twice on those 2 boars, drop a storehouse right in between them, and you've got 1,000 food, like, in a really good location to defend. But instead you've gone on berries, which is a bit of a mistake. This stone, yeah, it's okay, I guess. Probably should have a storehouse, because it feels a little awkward. Here he's splitting you. You really need to, like, split off a little bit of your army. I think you're gonna lose a bunch to this raid, maybe. I don't know. You've, like, kind of half-pulled your army here. He's just poking here and trying to get a raid in. You really weren't in any real danger to his army up here. You could have just, like, gone and killed this little army and not worried about this, because, like, he's not going to push underneath your town center. You're caught in indecision. You don't really know what to do. It feels like you either need to commit and, like, go and kill this, or you need to engage here because he's got fewer units and on your base. Like, he's all split up. He's split all the hell up. Like, you need to go in and commit on something. You're trickling units here. More units just trickling in. Bad unit control. You need to commit on something. You need to go and kill something. You've just got your army split up in little, like, pockets. And that's kind of exactly what he wants with this kind of thing. Like, you need to just go kill one. Like, here, you killed this, that's good. But you need to just go and, like, kill this with, like, 5 cav. And not get split. Or hard engage on this earlier. Oh, looks like Slayer just walked right through you. He doesn't really have any spears, so you could hard engage this and you'd be fine. You need to use your army, though. You've just got army idle around. It's not good. You've fought. You're gonna lose this fight because you've got like 8 pop of cav, 10. You had like 15 pop of units just standing around in your base. Just getting split all off. Just seems like you're slightly behind in macro as well. Yep, and that's the game. So little things. It feels like just little macro things. Like, well, I mean, Slayer's macro here is like, that's really bad. Like, I'd expect him to do better than that. Little scouting things. You didn't really know how many archery ranges he had, and because he was being the aggressive one, he kind of had the choice of what he wanted to make for composition, and he had far more archery ranges than you ever scouted. I don't know if you ever scouted any of these archery ranges. So focus on scouting, make sure you know exactly what comp he has and exactly how you're going to counter that composition instead of just kind of blindly doing something. You didn't have nearly enough tox for this situation. You needed a lot more tox than cav, fewer infantry, because he's only got, what, 1 stable? Yeah, I think he's got 2, but it looks like this one just came up. I think he's only had 1 stable for most of. My guess would be he's only had 1 stable for most of the fight, most of the game, because he doesn't really have that many cav at all. So like one of these barracks was a little too much. Could have had an archery range instead. You spread yourself thin early. That's a pretty big mistake. A little bit of a mistake on your wood line, but overall, not too bad. Just got caught with some indecision and some poor macro at different stages of the game. So I think if you can fix up some of those things, you can definitely improve on those. They're pretty easy things, I think, to fix. You're saying something to free that gold mine. Oh yeah, you don't have a gold mine. Oh, you have this gold mine back here. You just didn't really defend it well. One minute. Approve for that. Alright, well. I mean, that's my take. Little things. This building wall's not that great either. This is kind of awkward, but that's like so minor. It doesn't really matter. Just you spread yourself too thin. You lost some vills and stuff early, and then just little macro things, especially the hunts. Looks like he was probably hunting the entire time. Now he's used up his berries. I don't know. His wood line's really ugly, but I don't know. You ran all yours from like over here to over here. So, all right. Hopefully that helps. Rewatch it a couple times. Yeah, I'm telling you off slightly, but hopefully it helps improve you, makes you better. You can get a more competitive game. That's always the goal. So, when I make these, I don't. My comments aren't meant to be hurtful or to make you mad. I'm just trying to help you improve. So, if you have any questions, let me know. Try my best to answer them. If anyone else is watching this and wants commentary made of their own, of gameplay, just get you and someone who will play you, who preferably is slightly better than you, and I'll try and do my best to make a commentary for you. So that's the end of this one. Sparky. Hopefully you learned something. Peace out.